What is going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? Revolution Hell Cowboy here, and this video will be about all the figures that were shown off at San Diego Comic-Con by Playmates Toys of the current Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line, which also includes the classic TMNT figures. And I will say there are some cool figures that I'm willing to get, and then some that I think are more just for kids, or to the collectors you want to have them all, but also there's only certain TMNT figures that I want. Mostly the basic Ninja Turtle figures, maybe a few of the variants, and then the classic stuff, which they put out some pretty cool classic figures, including some stuff that actually relates to the original 1984 comic. It's the Playmates version, not the NECA version, so if you were a fan of the NECA stuff, you might not like the Playmates version, but me, I like these figures. But anyways, I'm gonna review each, not everything, there's some things I might skip over, but I will review over some of the core figures. So yeah, let's get into this video. So one of the first things I saw pics of are these new mix and match mutation figures. Now they look pretty cool, but this is something that's more for the kids. This is a concept I've seen used with Transformers and Power Rangers, where it's just little, I'm going to say maybe 3-inch figures. That's how they look to me, at least. They might be a little bit taller, I don't know. They got the main 4 turtles, Leo, Don, Mike, Raph, got Master Splinter, Shredder, got Slash and Metalhead. And then this last character I cannot make out, I don't know who it is. It reminds me of, well, just the way he looks, the blue shirt and stuff. It looks like Scumbug. I don't know, it's not Bug. I don't know who that is. I really don't. But they shows a picture of Raphael matched up with other character parts. Yeah, this is a skip for me, but I'm pretty sure kids will enjoy it. Now, these will be pretty cool, and these take you back to the vintage line and even to the 2K line. And this is something I've been waiting for a while, and we're finally gonna get it. We're gonna get some mutation figures. That's right, the basic 4 turtles, Leo, Don, Raph, and Mike, will mutate from a baby turtle to their teenage form. Now, it's gonna work the same way as the original figures. The back legs will act as the front legs. When you put the arms inside, you know, you put the head around to reveal the baby turtle head, and then they'll have the little feet inside. Now, it kind of looks a little goofy because of the way the feet are now, because they have the 3 toes, and they're much bigger than, say, the 2K and the original line. But, you know what? It's cool. I look forward to them, and I hope we'll get many more mutations. I mean, obviously some will be harder to do than others. I could probably expect to make mutations for Splinter. Slash might be hard because of how he looked originally as Spike. And there are a few others that I don't know how they're gonna do, how they will do it. But the turtles definitely look pretty cool, and I look forward to getting them. Now we're gonna look at the vehicles, and I'm not gonna spend too much on most of the vehicles, as I don't really collect a lot of loose figures, and I don't have much interest in some of these. I got a mutation motorcycle, which, like, there's 2 of them. One that turns into a mini jet, the other to a flying jet pod. Got this hovercraft. I think it's called a T-Rocket. Got there's another hovercraft. I think it's a prototype one. Casey Zamboni, so a vehicle for Casey. There's some radio control buggies. Shows Leonardo driving one of them, and I think there's 2 different versions. Skateboard Mikey, which I guess will include a MacLeod figure wearing pants and a helmet. But however, these are the ones I actually kind of look forward to, because one of them is actually a classic. This is the pizza thrower from the original line that will be re-released. As you can see, Donatello's driving it, so you can put Donatello, Mike, Raph, Leo with it, doesn't really matter. So just like we got back in the late 80s, early 90s, it's cool to see it get released in the classics line, just like the party bag got. So that's pretty cool. But there's also going to be a new version of the pizza shooter for the 2K cartoon. And as you can see, 2 turtles can ride it, as in the picture Mike and Raph are on it. So that's pretty cool, and I kind of look forward to it. I don't know if I'll pick it up, but if I do decide that I want to get some more loose TMNT figures, hey, I might just get it, along with the classic one. Next thing we got are some kind of these action packed. I don't know what to call these. These kind of like cartwheeling, front flipping turtle figures. They're deluxe. It's like, I don't know, maybe means they're maybe 6 or 7 inches. These remind me of the ones we got back in the 90s, and then the 2K version. I forgot what those were called, but those are what these are. And I don't know if I care too much for them, but I guess they look alright. I still don't know if I'd buy them, but I guess they're kind of cool. Now this looks pretty awesome. We're going to be getting an 11-inch shredder, which means this will go in scale if any of your 11-inch figures, like the Battle Shells or the Dojo Turtles. So this is pretty cool. It's good to see somebody else get the 11-inch treatment besides the Turtles themselves. But speaking of Turtles, we'll get some more 11-inch Turtles, the head-dropping figures, which are similar to what we got in the vintage line. And I'm not sure if these were also the 2K line, but it's cool. I guess we'll see these, you know, because obviously they're turtles, so should be able to put their heads in their shells, so that's pretty cool. And there's also going to be a basic version that's going to be in the 4-inch scale. So that's cool. 2 different, you know, versions. I mean, but definitely that 11-inch shredder is pretty badass. Now these figures are for the Classic Collection, and they show the sculpted, unpainted prototypes next to the movie Turtles. Because the movie Turtles will be the next Classic figures release, and I'll assume that these 2 figures will be released sometime next year, and they are from the original 1987 cartoon. It's none other than Shredder and the android suit body with Krang in it. So looking at Shredder first, there's a sketch of him showing what he'll look like, and it looks pretty accurate to what he looks like in the cartoon. You know, the silver helmet with the silver spiked armor, gray shirt, black pants, purple cape. He looks like he's got some shuriken, throwing star looking weapons here. So he looks pretty cool. And then Krang looks pretty cool, and Krang will be removable. The same android suit body he had in the original cartoon. So far the only accessory looks like he has is a gat, and there's another accessory I can't make out, but looks pretty cool. And it looks like they're about at scale with the minstrel figures, so they look pretty nice. Krang's suit could be a little bit bigger, but other than that, they look pretty awesome, and I look forward to getting them. Now let's move on to some basic TMNT figures. These first ones here are the Mystic Ninja Turtles. So another variant of the Turtles, and it looks like they got this whole Assassin's Creed look going on, and heck, they're even the bandanas are slightly different. But look at Raphael's, his looks pretty unique. Donatello's is a little hard to see. Michelangelo's like he just wrapped most of it over the top of his head. Leonardo's like he kept his the same. And they have colored elbow and knee pads for once instead of the standard brown that they usually wear. So these were cool. They got gray belts, and you know, some of them have their little cloaks. Like Leo has one. Raph. Mike has some spikes on him, and they all have different kinds of weapons. Like Donatello's got a hammer. Michelangelo's got like it's like a sickle, I guess. Leo looks like the only one who has his standard weapons. He has katanas, but other than that, these look pretty cool, and I will get them. Alright, now let's get to the basic figures, and I'll probably be going out of order. Just, I don't know who's getting released first. Some of these will probably be out this year, and then others will be out next. Some I don't like as much as others, so I'm going to get to the ones that I probably, not to say that I won't buy them, but they're not as cool. We're going to start with probably the funniest character of them all. This one's going to be interesting. I don't know how they're going to put this in a package by itself and how big it will be. This is Ice Cream Kitty. Yeah. And by the way, that's the character that Kevin Eastman gave the voice to. Yeah, that's him meowing, apparently. So that's one of the first figures I'm going to talk about. Then we got Monkey Brains, or Dr. Rockwell. I guess that's what they decided to call him, since he's a monkey who had like mutant put into him. You know, originally he was human, and I guess he was able to feel emotions or something. Now, let's talk about some really cool characters. Get to some basics I really do look forward to, like the robotic foot soldier, which has 4 arms, and out of each arm there's a different weapon, like a buzzsaw, there's a mace, there's a claw thing, a drill. So it's cool to be getting a robotic foot soldier, since they are robots now. We don't have the human foot soldiers anymore. Then we have one of Shredder's henchmen, Tiger Claw. And he will have the eye patch to reflect that he has lost his eye. And this is a pretty cool looking figure of him. then we'll get to Turf Lytle Mikey, which was what Michelangelo had dressed up as a butterfly, so they could, lure, April's father Kirby when he was still a bat, and obviously bats, I guess, eat butterflies. Turf Lytle! And speaking of flies, we're gonna get Baxter Stop McFly, or Baxter Fly, which looks kind of gruesome compared to the 80s version. But I think we all figured it was going to happen sooner or later, since the 2012 cartoon has been pretty similar to the 87 cartoon. And continue on with the basic talk. We got Karai, who will have both a normal head and her mutated head, because she'll be in mutated form. So yeah, some pretty cool basic figures. Now these two figures, well, these guys are a throwback, because these are guys who appeared in the original 1987 cartoon and haven't appeared since, but now they are reappearing in a new 2012 cartoon, none other than Bebop and Rocksteady. That's right, new versions of them. And from what I can tell, Bebop is that one guy, Anton Sachs, who appeared in a recent episode. Meanwhile, Rocksteady, I'm not sure who he'll be, but I have a theory that he might be that Russian arms dealer. So it'll be interesting to hear Rocksteady speak in a Russian accent. But yeah, it's cool to see them return. They just got their classics figures last year, so Bebop and Rocksteady are now back in the TMNT cartoon, and it'll be interesting to see if they work with Shredder this time or if they don't. But yeah, if you know Bebop and Rocksteady, Bebop's a warthog, Rocksteady's a rhino, and they had mentioned this before in the cartoon that they were trying to mutate a rhino and a warthog, so is who they get mutated with. And surprisingly, these are supposed to be a Walmart exclusive, so that I guess would be kind of cool since I'm supposed to go to Walmart anyway. But regardless, I'll be definitely picking these up for sure. Now I'm gonna cover a few more of the variant action feature turtles. These are the 11-inch interactive talking turtles, which we've gotten talking turtles before, but these ones I guess will talk to each other, which reminds me of some wrestling figures that came out back in the late 90s by Playmates WCW, where they had two wrestling figures that could, and they were all mix and match figures that could talk to each other. So I'm assuming this is the same concept with Playmates and the interactive talking turtles. And these ones have like special gear on, like maybe it's like Donatel's got some binoculars on, and it has they have like silver belts and stuff. So these look kind of cool. And as for these are for 2014, I get later this year. Stretch and Shout figures, which I already saw like miniature versions of these at Walmart. So these are gonna be like, I guess, a little bit bigger. Look like they're about maybe close to 11 inches tall, and I don't know, I'd probably skip these, but I guess they're alright. And for now, they're showing Leo and Raph, but I'm sure Don and Mike will also be available pretty soon. Finally, if you're a fan of the original 1984 comic series, you'll be happy to know that Playmates has made their own version of the comic turtles with the unified red bandanas and how they actually looked in the original comics. Starting off with the Comic Con exclusive Raphael, which is actually in black and white, how they looked in the original comics. Because the original comics were not in color, they were in black and white. But if you want the figures in color, which by the way, Raphael's the only one available so far of the black and white figures, hopefully we'll get a Leo and Don sooner or later, and a Mike. But there will be normal versions of them with the unified red bandanas. All four turtles, obviously, they can be told apart by their weapons. They'll all be the same skin tone like Raphael. But yeah, these are kind of cool. And there also will be a Toys R Us exclusive, which will include a comic. Now, so far, for now, only two of the turtles are shown. And it's Leonardo and Michelangelo. But I'll assume that Raph and Don will also get it. And these are Toys R Us exclusives. But now, the last one I'm going to show you, this one's pretty cool. It's actually a 3-pack. And it shows the classic comic version of Leonardo, the current 2012, version of Leonardo, and then this one, this one's hit close to me, to my, heart. It is the 1980s version, 1987, toy version of Leonardo. 1988, excuse me, but still pretty cool. And it's definitely a 3-pack I'll be looking forward to. It's a Target exclusive. So far, I don't know if Raph, Don, or Mike will get a 3-pack. Hopefully they will too. But for now, Leo's got one, and that's good enough for me. And that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. Alright. Those are all the figures that Playmates Toys has shown for the TMNT, both the current and the classics line. So many cool figures for the Ninja Turtles. I mean, oh man, makes me happy to be a Ninja Turtles collector, because I've loved Ninja Turtles since I was a little kid. And it's good to see TMNT going strong in the year 2014. Anyways, feel free to leave me your thoughts on what figures you're looking forward to. And feel free to like this video. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button for more videos about TMNT, or if you like wrestling, or whatever else I have a chance to talk about. As always, I am Revolutionary Cowboy. Rock on, keep collecting, and turtle power, dudes!